Internets, this portion of the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by Bevel, the premier shaving system that's designed for people with coarse and curly hair. I wouldn't lie to you when I tell you that you will get a perfect shave each and every time you use the Bevel shaving system. Go to getbevel.com. Punch in the promo code COMBAT, COMBAT, for 20% off all of your goods. Get a better, superior shave. Go to getbevel.com, promo code COMBAT. And now, back to the show.
This is DJ Kool, Herc, the father of hip-hop, and you listen to Loudspeaker Network Production.
Get ready for combat.
No escaping.
Get ready for combat. Get ready for combat. Yeah. The Combat Jack Radio Show. Stand up.
Internets, you're tuned into the Combat Jack Show, the CombatJackShow.com.
Shit.
What's up, Premium
What's going
Pete?
on, Combat?
Man, we do this for the culture.
Yes, we do.
Man, listen, man. Internets. Like I've been saying a lot on social media, if you're part of this culture, if you benefit from this culture, if you live this culture, then any contributions you make, you should be making contributions to this culture. Don't worry about if you get the recognition. Don't worry about if cats know what you did. That's not important. If you benefit from this culture, if you love this culture, if you live this culture, you do it from your heart. Yo, let me tell you something, man. This is with great honor that I welcome this next guest to the Combat Jack Show. Without this man, there would be no Combat Jack Show. Without this man, I doubt they'd be the engine room audio studio from which we record right now. Without this man, I don't even think they'd be Black Twitter in existence. Let me tell you something, man. This man has made an impact on my life. This man has made an impact on damn near everybody that's listening to the Combat Jack Show right now.
Creative category.
There you go. Without further ado, I welcome to the show Mr. Kool Herc, the father of hip-hop. Yeah!
Cheer.
Hey, thank you. Be careful how you say that now. They got some claim jumpers out there.
They got some claim jumpers out there?
Yeah, they're claim jumpers.
Yo, Herc, man.
It's nice to know, though, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, welcome to the Combat Jack Show.
Good.
Yo, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, you know. Aches and pain come, you know.
Yeah, you getting the aches right now?
Stinky leg is there.
Yeah?
I think I'm a little 2 steps in, you know.
You getting up there?
I know how to back off.
Okay. You getting up there in age a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Undeniable.
Yeah? Well, you look great, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You look great. Are you eating well?
Yes, I try to.
Yeah.
You got that porgy with the okra.
Yeah, Pete went to your house today, or picked you up from the house, and you was making some fish.
Yes, he did.
Listen, man, I got to tell you, man, I first heard of you back in 1979. I was a little kid.
Yes,
and
indeed.
my boy was working in Manhattan. I lived in Brooklyn. And you got to remember, if you remember how big the world was back then. You know, you in the Bronx, me in Brooklyn. That was like California to New York.
I remember I first played Michael Jackson Off the Wall.
Yeah, back in the day.
Album right there.
But I'm telling you, man, the first tape I ever heard of hip-hop was a Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 cassette. The following week, because we had to put our money together, and every week we got a new cassette. The second week, we got a Cold Crush Brothers.
Probably the brother that was furnishing those music Tape Master.
Either
Tape Master or Richard T over there at Tremont Avenue, Arthur Avenue.
Were they around back in 79?
Oh yeah,
in 79.
That was the T Connection.
Okay, so the second tape I got was the Cold Crush Brothers versus the Fantastic 5 MCs, and then the third tape I got was the Kool Herc and the Herculoids.
Wow, how that got out, but
now you never made no tapes, right?
Not really. No, I never focused on making tapes.
Right.
I'm busy playing and looking after the flock, you would say.
Did you know that
If
cats,
somebody wanted to do it, it was open.
it was open?
Yeah.
So you used to see cats recording your music?
No, if they did, it's by the speaker.
Right.
But nobody ever actually plug in.
Right.
You know, I can't be about watching a tape while I'm doing that. You got it on time.
Yeah, I got to go to my mom's house and find that because I haven't seen that tape in damn near 20, 30 years, man.
Yeah.
Herc, man, you know, it's kind of like an out of body experience talking to you, man, because I'm talking to somebody that really instrumentally created this culture.
I saw my baby still growing.
Yeah.
I could say that without any, bragging or boasting.
Hip hop being your baby.
I see it going through its evolution.
Did you ever, like, being that little boy in Jamaica,
Yeah.
did you have any idea?
No, well, coming from that angle was just about flying kites and shooting birds and going to school.
Right.
Enjoy your holiday time. You know what I'm saying? And my father, he's a mechanic.
He was a mechanic.
From Kingston Wharf Garage.
Okay.
Harbor Street. So getting music early days like Ben Crosby, White Christmas, we had that. We knew everything off that album. So, we was up ahead on some music. And then later on, black and white TV come down. Watching Petticoat Junction and Dennis the Menace, and Bonanza come along and stuff like that. So. And then you get Motown music, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, and James Brown. And I kind of love James Brown, besides my roots, Don Drummond's, the Scatterlights, Bowery Lee and the Dragonaire, Prince Buster, Big Ute, U-Roy.
U-Roy.
All them boys, man, that gave me influence for us, but I, love music.
But you grew up in Trenchtown, which is the same neighborhood as Bob Marley.
Yeah, I live on 2nd Street. That's where I live at. Across from them, a little place called, a movie house called the Ambassador Theater.
Right.
And I was across the street from that little school.
But Bob Marley wasn't popping then at the time.
Nah, it was a youth.
Right.
It was into ska music back
Ska.
then.
He was still with the Wailers.
Yeah, it was ska music about then. Because I'm a kid, so I'm just getting a few vibes from it coming up. Listening, my ears probably there getting training.
Now, your father was really into music heavily, right?
He liked it.
Right.
Obviously, that's a good bounce. Training my ears in a way. But he wanted to become a mechanic.
Right.
But teaching me mechanic work, he teaching me different besides my friends.
Did you like mechanic work, or you like?
I mean, I still have a feel of it. What I mean? I'm not scared of it, but back then I wasn't focused on it too much because the face, man. And my friends do this, do that. I'm like, yo, dude, tell me like that. That. So
You doing some transmission work?
He's a gargan, okay?
Right.
Macho. So I ain't blaming him for nothing.
He's a tough guy.
I learned from him.
Right.
Plus he was / bodybuilder.
Okay. Yeah. Your father, was a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he liked, see if he gonna work with the irons, pick up the engines, all that, might as well mess with the irons.
Right.
So that's what he called it, irons.
Irons. So is that where you got your initial love for bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that,
Now, you're the oldest of 6 kids.
Brady Bunch.
Of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. And 16 is a lucky number for the family.
3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Yes.
Tell us about the household, man. What was your household like?
My sisters, they do their thing, man. I had younger brothers. I wanted brothers earlier, but I got them younger.
Right.
So it's a big old difference from that, but, everybody's good.
Right.
Cindy is the one who say, not every good man's a good woman. She fall in that music because she like music.
Right.
She like music, and at the time my girlfriend and her were friends.
We're going to get into it in a minute, but it's kind of ironic, man, that you're known around the world as the father of hip hop, but you don't really hear a lot of talk about your sister as the mother of hip hop.
And she said that shit, they know, because it was for her, the party wouldn't have been.
Right.
I like my music. I was good hanging out with my ex-Vandal people, Phase 2, Sweet Duke, Clyde, Super Kool, all them guys, and we should like music. We used to dance. We like to dance. After we start bombing places, little trains and some stuff like that, we go hang out at the Puzzle or somewhere downtown, Nemo's and El Guanes and places like that, So
why did y'all move to the States?
Better life opportunity. I could have went to England.
Right.
We had the trip between Canada and England.
Who your
Moms came here.
Your moms and your pops?
Yeah.
And they sat y'all down and was like, where do y'all want to go, to England?
No. They sat us down. We know. Because it's just to go for nursing.
Okay.
Take time to go to nursing, drive to the airport, pick her up, and I'm always crying. Mom is leaving. I'm like, yeah, I know what you're crying for.
Where was she going? She was coming here? Or
New York.
Okay.
New York.
But you guys still had a choice, though, right?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Come on. You move with
where your parents go. Right.
You move with your father, your mother. You ain't got no choice in that.
Now, growing up, you had seen these beautiful images of the United States, these lovely, bright light faces.
Yeah, no
on
dirt,
TV.
no dirt on the street.
No dirt on the street.
Pedicure, white picket fence.
Nice milk, and
I got a rude awakening.
yo. When you got to the States,
I got
man,
a rude awakening.
when you got off that airplane,
Yeah,
man.
it looked like Shantytown.
Was it the summer or the winter time?
It was winter.
It was winter.
It was winter. I came over on BOAC, British Overland Airline.
Okay.
BOAC.
Tell us about the culture shock, man.
It was, it was cold, and instead of me seeing a rat, I see a squirrel, and I was it was that.
So you've seen the rats?
No. I was saying I know the squirrel. I know the squirrel.
Right.
So instead of seeing the rats, I see the squirrel. The
Right.
rats came later on, but I saw a little squirrel running around like.
How old were you when you came here, man?
That's in the trivia right there.
Okay.
I did that.
Like about 14?
No.
Early teens?
No.
Later?
No.
Younger?
Much younger.
Okay. And you get here, did you hate it here, man?
No. You had to adapt. You enroll me to what the Romans do.
Right.
It's none of that.
But that's kind of rare because you hear most people that come from the islands, my family's from Haiti. When they get here, they don't necessarily like it. They learn to like it, but they don't like it when they first get here.
Yeah, I mean, it was cold and I'm young, I'm learning, it's no more 80 degrees in the shades no more.
Right.
I missed back there, but it was different life, instead of you living flat, you living on top of people, you're living on top of people now.
Right.
My pops always said, boy, I would hit somebody taking the shit in their house. Gotta come to my house.
Now you grew up on a yard though, like you grew up.
Yeah,
with
the yard had mango trees and every fruit you could think of on them. Uncle, make sure there's a coconut tree there, ackee tree there, sweet sap tree there. Pineapple tree there. Used to have some yam there. Julie mango, black mango. It was good.
So, but you didn't miss it when you got here?
I missed it, but hey, it was in my vitality, so
You had to power through that.
Yeah.
So, other than like the weather and the environment, what about the culture? How hard was it for you to get into the culture?
It was, well, I could say one thing. It wasn't fashionable being a Jamaican at one point. It wasn't.
Right.
And I never had my culture. Really, I never did. Well, I was getting Americanized though. I stopped saying, yeah, man. I remember when I first came, 118, it was like, everybody come out, yo, come at the yama. I said, what you say? Oh, you're Jamaican. Oh, I'm Jamaican. Yeah, I'm Jamaican.
And you talking about the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah, it was coming around and think I was Puerto Rican because I was, high yellow and come with a tan and my hair was red.
Right.
On top of my head, man, it was red.
Were you like, who are these people now?
Yeah, it was so me and this guy Miguel got into it. Go back home, I played soccer. I could kick. And
Kick the shit out of him?
Yeah, listen, y'all came. I said, oh, you want to play that? No problem. Whoop, whoop. Gave it to him good and supposed to wait for me after school. But some 5% of brothers was there, came to my rescue.
Word.
Yeah. Arnie Simmons and Charles Goodrich came to my rescue. And it would see after 3 o'clock when the word got out. They wouldn't see me after 3 o'clock. I was left alone.
So you learned the hard way in terms of like how to move with cats, how
That's
to team
right.
up with cats.
I was talking so good at Jamaican to believe I was Jamaican.
Right. Now tell us a story about like when you used to dress and this girl used to make fun of your.
Oh, you remember about that one?
Yeah, about your shoes, man.
Oh yeah, I got the full dose of some roach killers.
Some cowboy boots, right?
I'm coming looking I'm always, fancy looking Western pictures and all that. So first thing I see, shoe, pointed toes, no problem with me. That's a little James Brown thing on it.
Right.
And it's some boots. Oh, she give me the riot act, man. Oh, look at that. Roach killer. Yeah, okay, no problem.
Did that bother you, man, or was you just
I took it.
Right.
I took it. Hey, listen, I took it.
It takes a lot, man, to come to a new place.
And also, the winter hat with a flip up. You call them
the Fritz hat, the German hats.
Yeah, they call it alien hats.
What's the alien hats?
The hick hat, like a pilot's hat.
Okay,
the
yeah, with the flip. You didn't have a pleather one though, did you?
I had the big corduroy jacket or the wide corduroy. It wasn't a slim one, So I learned. After that was shark skins.
Shark skins.
blah from there.
Now, where'd
It's-
you go get your clothes from, man? After
After Perry Brothers on Tremont.
okay, and then you used to go to
Yeah.
AJ Lester's also, right?
The AJ was big. That's like the walled off historical fashion. You know?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And tell the internets, man. Tell the audience, man, how it was back then. Like, you didn't necessarily have a magazine, and there definitely wasn't no
Now
computers.
my gear was I never follow. I don't know the follow fashion monkey thing. I call it follow
Right.
fashion. I don't do that.
The hype
If
beast.
something see me and I see it, we say we look good in it together. We look good in it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's in borderline with what's going on, but not really it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Now, what was on your feet, man?
some Pro-Kets.
Pro-Keds.
Or if you want anything bigger than Pro-Kets at the time, some Spaldings.
Some Spaldings.
Yeah, and Converse was second. Yeah. Or everybody want to hold on to
Any Clydes?
some Bob Cooley.
Bob Cooley, yeah.
That was
What about any Puma? Any Clydes?
Puma came later on.
Puma came late in the early
our
80s.
Our Air Force One was Pro-Kets.
Pro-
Yeah,
Cats.
exactly.
That's
The
our
Chucks.
Air Force One.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to clean it with the toothbrush, or
They clean it nice. They ain't hang around with it too much.
Now, also, man, tell us about like New York City back then in terms of like the gangs and like the situation like in the street and the crews and the whole nine.
I wasn't with the gang.
Right.
I was with it, didn't knock it. I know people that was in it, or they asked me to be division leader. And my father, I mean, we was with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he always compliment me and my friends. I would choose each other.
Okay. Like just without going through the initiation and the whole nine.
Right. And not because you got to be around it for that, or
Right.
you think less of me and all that type of stuff, you know.
But who was the ex-Vandals?
We wasn't graffiti writers.
Okay, so the Vandals were not a gang.
Nah, wasn't
Okay. How'd you get into graffiti?
that. They used to call me Clyde.
Right.
My name is not Clyde, it was Clive.
Clive, like Clive Davis.
And they couldn't pronounce it. So at the time, who was big in the basketball court? Clyde Walsh Fraser.
Yes.
So I said, my name is Clyde.
Clyde.
So I started to write Clyde is cool. And after I dropped the Clyde, I started to write cool. Then it's to start calling me different names, Cyclops and Samson, for I used to play aggressive basketball.
Why they call you Cyclops though?
Because just from aggressive playing basketball,
Right.
after I started to get into it.
Right.
And it's like me and you in the hole. Daryl Dawkins, the doc, I'm coming through it. I'm airborne.
Right.
You know, because I used to ride a bicycle, and I still do. And I used to do the track, so my legs was developed.
You fixed bike?
I ride it, yeah. I know Fitz, this is the 8 sprockets, because I don't do Fitz is for track.
Right.
Fitz not for no street.
Not for
I don't
no
care what you all like, that's dead. Now,
Yeah.
you asking
Or you
for
be
it.
that.
For real. I don't care your leg part, it's for track.
Right.
And so this guy started to call me Hercules. And I know what he meant, you know, because I'm playing strong ball, you know, and I was going to Alfred E. Smith at the time. So, but I wanted it for football. When I got there, they changed it. They dropped it. And what's so funny right now, you go there right now to get a AstroTurf football field. But so I asked the block, I put the name Kool, and they asked me, I said, this guy keep on calling me, you know, Hercules. Yeah. I know what he mean, but I wanted to know the big old drastic nickname on me. Come play me for my game, not for my name. You know, that's it. I'm not in it like I ain't got no contract, you know. This is street here. Come on, I hurt myself. Am I going to pay for this? That's just fun.
Right.
And we're going to bang out. This ain't no call. We're going to, you know.
Y'all gonna play?
We're going
for
to play.
kicks?
Yeah. So I said, they said, Herc. I said, all right. So I came back and I said, yo, man, don't call me Hercules, man. Call me Herc. You know. He said, all right, Herc. All right, no problem. Ever since from that,
Cool, and it was cool.
it was cool, Herc. And then my father started calling me Herc. And I know that was it.
Why your father started calling you Herc?
Because they see my friends call me Herc.
Right.
That's why I could understand from Nas. I named the boy Nasir, but his boys called him Nas.
Nas.
So the same thing, you know, my side when it comes to my name.
Now it's kind of crazy, man, because I just thought about this today. Not only did you pioneer this culture, but you were part of a movement that pioneered like the names. Like cats don't call themselves by their government
we
names.
changed that. You see, we never
in hip hop.
That's why you have an ADA. So if anything happened, we know him by Bo Ski or Ski.
Right.
Police go and do your work. We didn't snitch on you.
You don't know
We
no
give you a head
government
start.
names, yeah.
That's it. That's what it's for.
And you really didn't know their names.
Don't. You tell me what it is. I shot you out. That's what it is.
Tell us about the ski thing, man, because I remember when I was growing up, everybody was a ski. Kool Rock ski, Premium Pete ski. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was a ski.
I'm the one to take claim to change the name.
You created the ski?
Fame.
You created?
No, it was, we just started to put the ski on it. That was Coke.
Right.
Coke La Rock putting, drop different names, Don D, or Diamond D, But we the one we started to say, to my mellow.
Y'all started the mellow.
Yeah, to my mellow.
To my mellow. My mellow, my man.
And you're rocking it, don't stop, keep on. You're now listening to the sound system we call the Herc Lord. We roll with the rockers and rock with the rockers and party with the freaks. Young lady, don't hurt nobody, because it ain't no fun when we all get some.
Cheer.
Ain't no fun. Ain't no fun until we all get some.
And you can't beat the bass,
How did y'all? Who created the name the Herculoids?
Well, that was the sound system.
The sound system.
We never called ourselves Herculoids.
Right.
Everybody had individual names.
Right.
And the sound system we call the Herculoid, not responsible.
Because the system was so massive, or what?
Sometimes I would say called not responsible, because sometimes we just have to play somewhere and discrepancy break out.
Right.
And some guys would call, Herc, you in that charcoal sound system. It was all black.
now your pops.
Yeah.
It was his sound system.
No, well, it started out.
Let's go back to your system.
At the PA system.
Okay.
At the PA system.
Your father had a PA system.
I was like a sound man to a sound system he bought for a band.
Okay.
Mr. Coochie.
Okay. Who bought the system?
He bought a PA system for a band.
Okay, your father.
Yes.
Okay.
His friend got him into,
music.
And
so your father started doing
my father loved music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So him being a part of a band, this was his contribution for his equipment. And he got a Shure sound system.
Okay.
And that Shure sound system, we hook it up and we get music out of it. Not playing music, but the voices and stuff like that. But at the same time, I seen his brothers had the same system and playing turntables through it. And I'm like, because that's to borrow his friend, Mr. Dolphy, sound little house speakers and stuff.
Right.
That's to borrow his stuff. Something me and my father fell out of. They talk. Well, don't touch it. Don't.
Yeah. But your father didn't know how to work the system.
He didn't know the work, but he knew that sometimes we had some conflict on the same date. I'm doing the party the same date.
Oh, so y'all used to argue over the system.
We bump heads on
right,
that.
Right.
I gotta do my party. I gotta go. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
So him telling me don't touch him. When you tell a kid don't do nothing, what he gonna do? He gonna touch.
He's gonna do it more.
So these guys were gonna tell me how they're getting sound out of it and getting better sound.
Right.
So, okay, all right, I'm watching it. And this have a lot of wires. I couldn't follow the wires.
Right.
All right, so I come up with this. That was going straight. Break down little plug. That was going straight. Turntable, break down straight to the channels. What I did, I had a preamp, a Bogan preamp, that have speaker and turntables go to it, tremble, bass, and balance. So what I did with the speaker wire, I put a jack on it and put it inside channel 1 for the PA system, turntable in channel 2 sound system, turntable. So I have 2 Bogan, turntable, and the brain. Then my speakers coming through the brain. But now I just put the speaker wire from the Bogan, put a jack on, a plug jack, and jack it up to 1, turntable 2, and the 2. So as I'm turning in, I'm turning out. You couldn't really talk to me because I'm watching the record.
Right.
And I know where the records is at, the breakdown.
So it was, I
have to incorporate myself in the record.
You didn't have no headphones?
It wasn't no luxury in the headphones.
No luxury with headphones?
No headphones.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Feel.
Now, what kind of turntables were you using?
Well, back there, we was fucking with some Gerard, but Gerards had the automatic go and take off.
Right.
So we had to get some manual. It was in there for some manual, so we wanted. We got that.
Right. And you had two turntables.
Yeah.
And you were practicing at your house.
Not really.
Not really.
I have no practice.
So wait.
I'm always shopping.
Right.
For new stuff.
For like equipment.
For stuff that's not on the radio.
Right.
I'm better in the sound system.
So like records and stuff.
Better in the sound system.
Right.
It never was put on my back.
Right.
You never come looking down.
Right.
Looking and feeling it.
So your sister got this idea. It was her birthday.
Yeah.
She wanted.
What's her birthday? Back to school.
Back to school.
Yeah, she do some youth corps job.
Right.
Youth corps save up her money and so want to flip it.
Right.
And get some clothes.
So it's down at Delancey
So
Street.
we bought us some soda. We got a recreation room for $25.
$25.
So the recreation room is for the building. Any
Right.
tenant meeting, any birthday party, any private, that's what's there for. I had 2 bathrooms, and had a little side room so people never to see me play.
Right.
I just stick my head out the door.
But the thing is, like, why did she know you could do it? Like, because you hadn't really.
I danced.
Right.
I danced. I used to go to a club. I had to dance. I would go to the puzzle. And Mark was a
What was
dancer
the
at
puzzle?
Coke.
What was
it was
the
a
puzzle?
club. It's a club. And right on Jerome Avenue, River Avenue, on 67.
But did y'all do?
I made the flyers up. I
Right.
made the flyers up, put the name on it, where it's at, and I used to put the titles of records that I'm feeling, especially James Brown.
Right.
But
you
where'd
used
you
to
make
put the
the
titles
flyers?
on
I
the
put
flyer.
titles of records, new records that I'm feeling.
Right.
Each individuals. It was 10, 10 of this, 5 of that, 10 of that, 5 records I'm feeling.
How were you making the flyers, Herc?
Same index card.
Index cards.
And on the advertisement, on the advertisements of the train, I had to take them out and use the back of it because plain. I make up on watercolor posters and put them in the hallway where the kids that hang out at go in transition, go in the classroom, stuff like that.
So she wanted to make some money. She hired you
We entrepreneurship in
in the hood.
I say in a humble form in the creation of that. That's it.
And how many people did y'all want to come to the party?
Not really how much. We threw down like probably $400 or $500 at the table. They expect to make that from 3/4.
Right.
We charged 25 cents, 50 cents.
25 cents for the women.
Yeah, and 50
50
cents
cent.
for the fellas.
Now I heard the reason why you were charging that is because that was the same price of like the gum.
We couldn't get higher than juicy fruit gum or not like that because that was like a nickel and a dime.
Right.
So
So wait, your first party.
And then we sell some Franks, bought some Franks,
Right.
and go get it for wholesale.
So this is a whole system.
Some sodas, wholesale soda,
Right.
soda factory, and we made some 800. Some Kool 45.
Kool 45s.
We sell
Nice.
that. Yeah, keep
Nice.
it cold
Nice.
for those who could drink.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But back then, the drinking age was so much lower.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. And so people came out.
All I asked for, don't hang in the hallway.
Right.
Don't hang in the building, front of the building, because that's all it would take from the tenant committee. We never had it.
Right.
We never had no problem. Cause all it took was one. And it was every week now. It wasn't every week.
So the first one y'all threw,
Yeah.
people was like, when are y'all throwing the next one?
That's how we go. When is the next joint?
And then you and your sister would decide, was she your partner at the time?
That's still a partner, my sister,
Right.
partnership.
And then y'all would decide based on the demand when y'all would do the next one.
That's it.
Right.
We only need to give them when they ask us to do
Right.
it. It was never, I want to do it.
But there was nothing like what you were doing at the time,
No.
right?
Because at the time, a lot of gangs used to knock out a lot of house parties.
Right.
And then mess up the clubs. And so it was like a speakeasy. I'm coming up after the dust.
Right.
Yo, there's a brother, way over there, Centric Avenue, down in the valley. There was no steps going down it from University to Undercliff. After that, you're on your own, coming through the woods.
Right.
The next thing from there is Major Deegan, and the train tracks, and then the river.
And you don't want to get caught by the river.
That's where the cops used to take you over allegedly and whip your ass.
But let me ask you though, man, what were you doing differently? Because we all grew up on block parties. Or I should say, somebody in my age, I was growing up on block parties before hip hop. What was the different thing that you was doing with the music?
We were shouting people out.
Okay.
People said, well, how they know your name? Well, we know him.
Right.
You got to go home. We live down here. So, that was one of it. And also playing with the radio. I think this should be on the radio, and that's not on the radio. I said, when you buy an album, one record introduce you to it.
Right.
Then when you get it, you're like, yo, well, this ain't getting played. This sounds better than what it attracted me to it.
It sound better than a single.
I mean, it's not better than a single, but it got 5 cuts on each side.
Right.
And sometimes you have a miss, and sometimes you got some hits. And
Right.
some side you got 2 hits on it, and some side you got no hit on it. But it's always looking for something unique that could fit in my repertoire. They say play.
Now, at this first party, man, or these first parties, another thing that you was looking for is most DJs would play the record. What was it that drove you to play the breaks, man?
I'm watching my flock. I watched this for anything to spook them or anything they like. My field was oohs and ahs. And some people I just smoke cigarettes to let the record pass by and shit.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to put this on the merry-go-round. I'm going to call this the merry-go-round.
The merry-go-round technique.
I call it the merry-go-round.
Right.
I got all the beats that I know, all the break and all the riffs. Some I had two, some I just had one that's going to the other one. And I say, you think it's funny? It was like me being sarcastic that night. I think it's easy playing back in. I think it's some stuff. This is what you think is so easy to. And I did it like that. I wasn't mad at nobody. But let me try this right here.
Right.
Give it up front. Let me put it up front. Go right to the yoke. And I could see it I could see it because it's dark, it's groovy, and I know the record.
Right.
So I called it, get ready, I'm going to call it the merry-go-round. And I kicked it off with Apache at the time. That was my secret weapon. I kick it off with Apache.
With Apache.
That's the secret
Apache
weapon.
was the first
That's the
break record.
That's the national anthem.
Was Bongo? Was it by the who was the group?
Incredible Bongo Rock. Man.
Incredible Bongo
I'm
Rock.
hearing it in commercials on 2015 on TV.
Which is crazy, right?
In 2 different commercials.
Which is crazy.
Wow. All right. So.
But let me ask you something, man. Like before these parties, are you actually studying these records? And then you hearing these breaks and you be like, you know what, this is going to sound good at this party? Or were you studying it at the party?
Nah, really, I just knew it. I want other people to hear it too.
Right.
And I'll tell them. I never threw nothing on them without they knowing it.
Right.
I never try to mess up their steps. But once you do that, I went shopping. I got a few treats. Some you might like, and I'm feeling this. So, you might work your way into it. And I let it go.
How did you shop for records though? Would you just go on the album covers?
I would look at the cover. Sometimes it trap me to it, and the titles.
The titles.
The titles.
So it was some hit or miss shit.
Oh yeah, listen. My ears is my business.
That's crazy.
I gotta listen to like it or not.
Right.
Like it or not.
Did you ever find some records and you be like, "Yo, I spent some money. I don't like this. I gotta find. I gotta find this shit."
It's whack. It's whack. I would guess the whack ones.
And then you just put them aside, right?
It's whack ones.
Yo, other than Apache, man, share some of the other records that you discovered, man.
They're known as a Kool Herc record.
Right.
That's what they know that.
Yeah.
I never give up the name of it.
Okay.
And Jigger.
Ain't no nigga.
No. No mas. I've never 50 Cent. No.
Yeah.
Boom,
The Hold On
boom,
Family.
Boom, 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 boom.
7 Minutes
boom,
of
boom,
Funk.
Boom. That's it.
7 Minutes of
Come
Funk.
from that.
You discovered that record.
Come from that.
You discovered that record.
Yes, me and Colt LaRock went to a little party across town.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, we never really go, we rarely have to go across town to anywhere without, we never going for no shine or nothing. We try to anonymous, try to keep low key. And we just haven't got up in this place, and this dude walking around with a holster around his, okay, all right, that's what's up. But as soon as we got up in there and it checked us, and we walking in, we keep on hearing boom, 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 boom. And the deeper we get in the party, the more riveted up it's getting. I'm like, I went right to the boot. Yo, my man, what's that? And he told it to me.
Now, he wasn't cutting the breaks or anything. He was just playing the whole record.
Straight up.
And then, so let me tell you something. Man.
Anything I hear,
right,
and I like it, I'm going to ask you.
Right.
I'm
going to tell you, man, that is one of the most classic break beats. I remember when cats would play that break in Brooklyn, you'd have a whole line of motherfuckers waiting to rhyme to that beat.
When we first played it, we played the PAL up on the 83rd.
Right.
And we walked off the stage when we put it on.
Like you played the beat.
We just walked off. No, we played it. We just walked off the stage.
Why?
Because we knew the effect it was going to have.
I knew it was nasty.
Yeah,
it was nasty.
That's how. This is where this come from. This is a sure shot joint ski. You never heard it like this before, and you're back for more and more and more. And this here, rockness.
Did you also discover who discovered Super Sperm, man?
That was a little tricky one. I think it came up through Bam.
Bam. That sounds like a record, right? Yeah.
Frisco Disco. I came up. I found that.
Okay.
the colored one, the candy looking cover.
Right. And then of course, you know the cheat code was James Brown.
Well, that's my man.
Yeah.
That's the father.
Like Sex Machine.
That's the father.
Sex Machine.
The brother, where I get that first repertoire records that I play is from, I heard Sex Machine when it was a place called Rat Hole over on 3rd Avenue.
Yeah. Was that a nice place to go, man?
It's not,
You call your club the Rat Hole.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are in there.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then from the tunnel over 161st Street,
Right.
he used to go to school with me after this. My name was John Brown. And this is where, just begun
Jimmy Castor.
Jimmy Castor.
So did you make that? Did you discover that?
I played more. I
Okay.
played on more of it.
Right.
From a lineup from John Brown.
Oh, that's a great record.
And I used to
man.
play this one, if you want to get into something, and a few other ones. And that was at the tunnel.
Right.
161st Street.
The original tunnel.
The original tunnel.
Right. And this first party, man, you had 20 records.
That's about
20 records, and you rocked the party with 20 records.
The chosen ones you play to rock the party.
Right.
It don't take that much.
Now, tell us how you met Coke, man. Coke LaRock.
Coke, I just moved across town, and he was a friend. Him and Jennifer's brother was friends, and
And Jennifer's who?
Jennifer's my first girlfriend.
Okay.
And they didn't know from me moved from the east side to the west side
Right.
now, and Coke lived on the west side, and him and Smitty was friends, and Coke was good with his hands, and people used to tease him thinking he can't see, so that's why they call him Coke for the glasses. And
Right.
shit. And Jennifer used to like to see him knock people out.
Because he was nice.
Yeah.
And when did you discover that? Because Coke LaRock is officially the first
Yeah.
hip hop MC.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
hip hop MC.
Yeah.
And he started MCing at your party.
Yeah.
How did
In between the records.
How did you decide that he was going to be? Because you used to watch.
No, it wasn't even the side. Coke was my people, my
Right.
man. And it's like to say, like, Alfred and, put that Alfred's in the back cave. Alfred know the back cave.
Right.
Alfred could drive the Batmobile.
You were Batman and he was Alfred.
He could drive the Batmobile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Batman is Alfred. Alfred is Batman.
Right.
This is the team and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, my friend.
And
That's
you
my people. He wasn't forced to play.
Right.
He got some music in his ears. Want to play to play. Sometimes we both want to play.
Right.
So we used to play chess.
Ah.
We used to play. How much people get off the floor? If I play this that record, if more people say I stay on, less people leaving, I lose out.
Right.
And that's how it is.
But you were the first one that really started talking on the record.
Yeah, Coke just gave me some of the poems and stuff.
Okay.
And he was more on the poem side of it.
Now, as you guys started throwing more parties, right?
Yeah.
Were you guys focusing let's tighten up, or was just still like let's just do this?
We're having fun, man.
Right.
We're living in our mom's house, we coming up we young, you know what I mean? And everybody grew in and grew up out of it.
Right.
And that's how it went. We're having fun with it. We lost a lot of people along the way, but, we lost a close friend that if he was right here, he'd been a different thing.
Right.
He's the guy that make you laugh, make anybody laugh at himself. I see compliment come out of the woodworks on him, man. And that's my man, Mark.
Mark.
God rest his soul.
Yes, sir.
Mark Walters.
Mark Walters.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Now, as you guys are doing this thing, you have no clue that you're creating something. You guys are kids having a good time. You guys don't even have a name for it, right?
Exactly. We like an island, we like an island coming up, like a volcano.
Right.
Make an island. We just on the coming up.
Right.
We broke ground in 79.
79.
That's when Rapid Light went boom.
Right, but you guys started doing this in the early 70s.
We way before that. We're the process of that.
Like 73?
We from say 71. 73 we can't come back. It didn't start there. We can't come back.
So you started in 71.
Yeah, we can't come back to 1520.
Right.
We can't come back to the block party no more.
Because you guys
It got heavy.
It got heavy.
It can't be it got heavy.
What do you mean by that?
People, we're looking out the window and we see people come from another party there.
Right.
Girlfriend said, listen, Herc is my man, but when this party gonna end at 12 o'clock, I'm going down to party with him, so that's where I'm going. Everybody,
Right.
you see about 10, 15 people coming like, yeah, where they going? So lucky we had a side part of the door you could go out and cool out. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we just keep it nice, quiet back here, and that's how it went.
And during the 70s, I mean, that's your decade.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
77 is mine.
71 to...
Because right from there, I'm going to say right from there, when we gave the block party, we couldn't come back there, and I found the place to give the party.
Right.
And it was the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone, which is the first official
first.
club that you could... It was
Yeah.
the first official hip-hop club.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And what
The
happened,
Twilight Zone.
there was the Hevelo up the block at Burnside.
Another club.
And Jerome.
Right.
That was there from Teacher Guerrero. Teacher, what's her name? Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
She was on Broadway with West Side Story. That lady was.
Oh, Rita Moreno.
She's got to start in the place called Soulsville.
Okay.
It was called Soulsville, where McDonald's is at across the street at Burnside. There's a fruit stand was there. We saw McDonald's got built up. Then they called it the Hevelo after that. But when I got it, he told me about Rita Moreno. She started from here. So I used to give out flyers, and they used to chase me away. I used to give my party.
Right.
To say, move away from here. You know what I mean? So when I gave the party down the block, it rained. That's how I know I give a party, and the rain is a good sign.
Right.
So it rained, and I said, look out the window. I look at a number of umbrellas, and nobody was at the club, the official club up the block.
Right.
This is the club. This is not
They came to your joint.
yeah, because they came there.
And eventually you worked at the Hevelo.
Well, I got a call.
You got a call.
I offered. I couldn't refuse
Yeah.
to say.
At the time, right?
At the time, I said, well, we'd like to make an offer. Now they're getting consistent week after week.
Right.
Starting at the Hevelo.
Right.
That was it.
And could you believe that you were making money doing this thing?
Yeah, that's how to take it from us. They thought we was just some DJ. They didn't know we run on shit ourselves. We know the figures. How you gonna give us less money, more people, and more money, and less people?
Right.
So one night I took the door. I said how it was going down. I said, everybody pay. Everybody pay. This guy didn't bat at the time, gangster, bat and sit. Nicky Barnes, they said everybody must bat and sit. So I went to touch me, he leaned back and sit. And that's when I saw the brick. He pulled the brick out and passed it to the back, and everybody paid through the brick.
Yeah.
Official.
That's official.
Yeah.
That's official. How much were they charging at the club, man?
$5.
$5. But that still was big back then,
Yeah,
though.
it was nice.
That still was big.
It was nice.
So you're doing this thing. What were some of the rhymes tell us some of the rhymes that Coke created, man?
He was drawing some poem off, you know. He used to start it like if a horse can be rode and the bull can be stopped and the disco I can't rock Herc, But otherwise, he used to just come up with them short little saying, whatever slick was in the neighborhood we saying, we to amplify it more when we play.
Yeah.
That was it.
And people love to hear their names.
Yeah, and we wasn't read up on the rap to stop and the carrying on. That's when Melly Mel came in.
Right.
That's an evolution coming into this form now. And I went across town it was a gym somewhere about Fort Apache. And they have to get parties in there. And that's when I saw Melly Mel and Kid Cleo have the big ass afro. All they would say, yes, yo, yes.
Kid Creole came up with that, right?
Kid Cleo, yes, yo. And then another thing that's to say between me and Flash, I try to pump up some, I call it manufactured beef and shit. We had no beef and shit. So it was like, yes, it's known. The Herculoids may cause a disaster, but there only could be one grandmaster. So I said, hey, all right, hey, okay.
So, but
I laugh with that.
But right after you, it's funny because you're talking about Flash, but right after you, right after you planted that seed, right after you created that bubble, that thing that started bubbling over, Bambaataa started doing parties.
Yeah.
Bambaataa used to be at your parties. African Bambaataa.
No. What happened, how I come to meet Bam was some brother named Jay. I don't remember Lenny, Jay and Lenny and somebody else from Bronx River Center came to the Hevelo and approached me about helping them do a benefit at the gym to get some gear for the basketball team.
Okay.
And that's
you would have cash cow. You would have cashed that with.
Anyway, yeah, that's all they know, and I didn't mind, So I had to meet them. I went to Bronx River. Then I was riding my bicycle, then rode over there, and man recognized me. For some reason, he recognized me because I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And he tell me who he is, and he tell you talking, he tell you got records up in his house, and think you want me to come see it? You know, I said, nah, and I come to meet some people. I don't really know you, know what I mean? You know, good conversation,
Right.
you know what I mean?
But I'm not coming in your house.
So, as soon as I said that, Jay came, you know, coming out to greet me and shit. And, you know, it was nice talking to him and shit, you know what I mean? And I come back through there playing ball, you know, the girlfriend and two, you know, friends I know over there and shit, equate myself with. And one day I come back and they say, I hear music in the back. It was like, Herc, man, that's man by the back that played. I'm like, what? I didn't know his brother has music to, you know, to come out to play.
Right.
You know? Well, he's got a lot of records and stuff, so all right. And I'm used to play some records I really mess with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's him being himself.
He was a lot more
and
eclectic.
And I respect that because it was some wild. You can't get everything.
Right.
I couldn't get everything. But
Right.
some things I did ask him. You know, I'll walk your way now if I could squeeze in my repertoire.
Right.
Right? I could squeeze it in there. And the same thing vice versa, I'm saying. And it's on the person. Don't be me if you want to impress me. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Okay.
And Bambaataa definitely was himself.
Himself. And if you played me, if you know I'm in the house or you hear I'm in the house, you might shout me. If you don't shout me, you put some James Brown on or put some shit of mine and say, okay, Captain. You know what I'm saying?
That was a way of respect.
And that's the way.
Right.
Paying that homage.
But
That was
you
it.
definitely inspired him.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah. And
inspired
he's
Bambaataa.
the only one, when they try to claim jump me, held the reign on that.
Right.
Brother Kool. Otherwise, people choke on saying it for what? I don't know.
Right.
And some of them still choking on it.
And we definitely gonna get to that, man.
I
But
call them claim jumpers.
but it's kind of funny, man.
And
like
lion kings.
Lion
Kings.
Kings. It's kind of crazy though, man. Like you're the first, and Bam is the second, but you guys
What's
didn't
so
have
crazy?
no
What's so crazy? Our birthday's back to back.
right.
That's crazy.
Now there was one story though that I read that y'all didn't necessarily battle, but you kind of did battle. Like he opened up, like you were kind of late for setting up, and he was playing. He got the crowd hot. Can you tell us about that?
That was Clark Kent. I had a young whippersnapper
Right.
with 1,000 wattage under his belt. You know he going to juice it up.
Right.
So I think it was in Mount Vernon.
Now is this DJ Clark Kent
It's
from Brooklyn?
Clark Kent. No, the original Clark Kent.
Okay.
And he got a lot of different names besides Clark Kent, but Clark Kent is his primary name.
Right.
His name is Clark Kent, the Rock Machine and Bo King, and he know if he's listening right now. No, he's the first, and he looked like Clark Kent.
He looked like Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he's a break dancer. He's a dancer too.
Right.
His name comes from that.
Right.
Then after he comes out to play, I know he knew music. I know he knew that. So, but it was told there was something was going on. They said yes, Bambaataa, turn your music down. Otherwise, we'll drown you out.
This was you?
Nah, this is
Clark Kent. So Clark Kent beat out.
I'm like, why you gonna start some shit?
So how'd your name get into it, man?
Why you gonna stir up the rattlesnakes in this motherfucker?
So it wasn't you.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not here for that.
Officially.
I'm not here for that. If it is, it's gonna be humor. It's gonna be fun.
Right.
And it's gonna be with records, the music. You know, I would throw some shit at me, or throw some shit back at me, and shit like that.
Now, who are the other cats that you're inspiring that's coming to your parties, man?
They never really tell me.
Right.
I remember one time I was beside, you know, not paying as much. I was beside Chuck Chill Out.
Chuck Chill Out.
And I'm like, I'm hearing his name, you know, bouncing here. And this cat been around me and know him. I said, yo, you Chuck Chill Out? You know, what? Yo, get the fuck.
That's crazy.
Yo, what did they ever say to you? What did they ever say to you? You one of the captains, you one of the soldiers at the round table.
And then he was doing it.
You know, come on, man.
Now we had a couple of months ago, last year we had this year we had Wah from Rough Rider on the show.
Okay.
Was it this year or was last year?
Joaquin.
Last year.
It was last year. We had Joaquin Dean on the show, and he talked about how he grew up in the apartment right over your.
Oh yeah, his mother said, "Hey, can you turn the music up? My baby's got to go to sleep."
They were little kids at the time, right?
Yeah.
And as they were growing up, he talked about they used to carry your records.
Nah.
They didn't carry your records.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. There was kids, man.
They was kids.
There's kids. They could have come downstairs to the party in the building.
Right.
So in the record carrying.
And
the thing about that, my stuff was never body hand to hand. It was no trunk.
Right.
It wasn't about hand to hand.
It was a trunk.
It was a trunk.
But what's crazy is you're on the second floor. They on the third floor.
Yeah.
You had no idea that you was influencing them to become the Rough Riders.
Nope. I heard about it later on. Later on, they were young men.
Right.
Because they moved from there and went up to Yonkers.
But you knew them.
But their father like my father, man.
Right.
Because his father used to hold their truck.
Okay.
The Muslim.
Okay.
You know, and
Right.
I bought up the truck one time to move my stuff.
That's crazy. Now, when's the first time you heard about Flash, man?
It was pointed out to me. He had a maroon velvet jacket, a black lapel, and a one of them sombrero type of hat.
Right.
And Coke said, "Yeah, that's the guy, Flash, making a lot of noise across town." I looked at him, okay. That was it. We never had no formal meeting.
Never.
Never.
You never joked him out or anything like that?
I mean, hey, for the sport.
Like what? Like,
For
did
the
you ever
sport.
joke him out in a club, man?
Yeah, at Executive Playhouse.
Tell us about that, man.
It was like, you know, I'm perfecting my sound system.
Right.
See, I said, yes, you got to have highs, low, and mid-range.
And you was talking to Flash.
I was mentioning it to him. I ain't called his name.
Okay, but you was talking to him in the crowd.
In the club.
Right.
You know, I'm going to say, yes, this is high.
And then you play the music.
This is mid-range.
Right.
And I had the bass out, and I said, bass, I want you to walk the place. And cranked it, and it walked the place. I heard he walked him out of there.
He left the club?
I heard he walked him out. I don't know, truth be told, but he walked him out of there.
That's crazy.
And he held that, too.
Right.
I know he mentioned it, too.
Yeah.
And that's just a sport. I like the sound system. And that's the forgotten sport of the game.
Right. The sound system.
Yes, that's the forgotten element of the business.
It's how powerful.
Yeah. My stuff is like a yard band stuff, okay? Right. I like reggae. I love reggae. That's my roots. But my system is not a reggae set. Okay, I ain't got no balls to carry a reggae set.
Right. Not an American party.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to have a book to carry that. Okay, if I have it to do it, yes, 'cause that's my tool.
Right.
So all I have for my critics and my island, man, is not the reggae set, you know. But it play good. That's it.
That's all you needed to hear.
That's it.
Because some cats knew you was Jamaican and they came to hear the Jamaican.
I never hit it.
Right.
I never hit it.
Right.
I never did. Who no, didn't.
Right.
You know, I didn't knock where I come from. That's it. But now it's fashionable.
Yeah. I mean, now, right?
For some
I mean,
people,
now it's
for
fashionable.
some people, it's fashionable.
And now it's fashionable to be
We
Haitian.
get tossed up and thrown in the garbage
Can
can.
you believe it's fashionable to be Haitian right now? Which is crazy.
I know.
So you talked about Melly Mel, man, but like...
He's a king.
I was sitting on the corner just wasting my time, and when I realized I was the king of the rhyme, I got on the microphone, and what do you see? The rest was my legacy. I was born to be the king of the bebop swing that has stands in my dance, big diamond rings. I own a castle in a yacht, $2 million in gold, 'cause rap is a game that I control. I'm like Shakespeare, I'm a pioneer, because I made rap something people wanted to hear.
He's the king of MCs, past, present, whatever.
Because you saw him...
He's not to be in competition with nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
And you saw, but you saw how he took the art form. Like, he took the basic art form that you and Coke.
Yeah.
And then he
Mel is the only one that rode into our camp.
Right.
And we let him use our mic. He said, "Man, y'all make me sound like a superstar. You are a superstar."
So he would rap with y'all.
He comes in.
He would rap with y'all, and he would rap with his crew.
Yeah.
And that was no problem.
We ain't got no horns in our forehead.
Right.
We ain't telling nobody they come sing with us and play. Just don't whack the crowd.
Right.
Don't spook the crowd.
And that was very important. Do not stink up our shit.
Hey, that's right. We ain't here for that ego tripping shit.
Who else rapped with y'all? Did anybody else rap with y'all? Or he was the only
I
one?
mean, it was him and JC was double. He played and he rapped. And then you have a young lady, she didn't stay that long, but she was there. Listen, if they wanted to handle the rapping department, handle it.
Handle it.
I'm not about stopping my crowd.
Right.
Hold up, wait a minute, turn around. Come on.
Right.
I'm here about to see the dance floor moving.
Right.
And at the time, like I said, nobody wanted to control that part of it. You know what I mean? And it's evolution coming in. And she was there. I didn't find out she was Master Don's sister.
What was her name?
Pebbly Pooh.
Pebbly Pooh.
Yeah.
All right. You came
And
up,
then Sweet and Sour.
Sweet and Sour.
Pebbly Pooh and Sweet and Sour.
They were-
Estelle.
were they a crew or?
Yeah, with sisters, they rap.
Right,
You
okay.
know, I let them do their thing.
So Melly Mel is rapping. You watching the evolution of this rap game, and then tell us about the first time you heard a Cold Crush, man.
you. When the Cold Crush crew, that's what I said. All your whack MCs, get into your head. Listen to me speak as I reach my peak. Because I never bite around, I never repeat. Because I'm easy, I ain't going all the way. Keep another fucking pace. And then you get up, and then you get up, and rock to, and rock down to the beat. What see, what are you need? You rock to the beat, cause I'm so smooth. I guarantee to rock the house to get you out. I'm Supreme AD, as you say. Rock to the bugger beat, I'm a serious. And he's down with the ball, I'm down with the ball. I'm down with the ball, don't ask the Cold Crush. The Cold Crush, what? Cold Crush, what? Guaranteed to get the party. What? Cold Crush, you got nothing. Rock the house for you and you.
Cass come along, I think, let's go to Roosevelt. I never knew him for coming at my parties.
Right.
Because they was doing their thing coming up, and, you know, we never, Cold Crush, we never did anything.
Right.
More than I know. Matter of fact, before they even come into Cold Crush, this is how I know of them. It was Charlie Taste played in Forest, and he didn't have nobody to take him home. And I was there in my van.
Right.
And I offered to take him home over there in 180th and Arthur Avenue. And I'm like, you know, a sound man, you know, the Spanish brother, I'm good. We good. We in the neighborhood. And that's how I come to Tony Tone.
Charlie Chase, Tony Tone, Nicole Crushing,
Yeah.
motherfucking.
You know, and I offer Charlie to come play with me at the PAL.
Right.
Well, story got out. I mean, I got a wall in there. They didn't come to play.
They didn't come to play.
They didn't come to play. I got a wall as a setup
Right.
to blow them away. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
But you didn't even know.
This is just my stuff.
Right.
I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not here to do none of that to you.
But you didn't know he was down with Tony Tone and creating his own crew.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And then you heard them.
Yeah.
And what'd you think of them, man?
Hey, it's good. Here come another element of the neighborhood putting together.
Right.
You know, that was up to the Furious 5.
Right.
And Cass is the ringmaster.
Yes.
You know, because we did something back there with our place, I think, called the Fourth Wall Political Theater. Miss Cox, Miss Cooper, Miss Cox, one of those names. But big up to that lady. There was some off-Broadway actors that used, we used each other. You know what I'm saying? The thing like this, we had to use each other, misuse each other. So the trade-off was to round up the kids from the neighborhood in projects. That's the audience, and they do their off-Broadway show on stage.
Right.
And when that was over, we had a chance to go up on the stage and do what you want to do.
Right.
And some of them Milk is chilling. Some boys came from out of Brooklyn,
Right.
up on the stage.
Oh, word. Milk would come up?
Yeah, them boys. I didn't know. They let me know.
Right.
You know, like, it's true. You had to be there to know it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a few others. Matter of fact, Ice-T came through it.
Ice-T came up
Yeah,
there.
when he was way about, I believe, from Jersey.
Right.
Way about from Jersey to California.
Now-
we met him.
Now, we're talking about before records, man. Where were you when... Let me take it back a little bit, man, because where were you when the 1977 Blackout hit?
Yeah. You must have heard about this one, right?
Nah, the reason why I'm asking you is because I had a conversation with Fat Five Freddy, and his theory is that, you know, you were definitely the nucleus of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But hip hop, there was like maybe a handful of crews. The night after 1977, everybody had equipment. Everybody in New York City was now a DJ and had their crews. But where were you at the?
I was at the PAL pinball with Oscar.
Okay.
And I come out to go home on my bicycle, and whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, what?
The lights are out.
Everybody come out to the neighborhood like, uh-oh.
It's Thanksgiving.
Spaghetti-o. I roll, okay, let me go by Crazy 80. Not here, boys.
Oh, Crazy Eddies.
That's it. Okay.
They came out with the GAT.
Grand Concourse. The sound room.
Oh, Cats came out with the GAT.
I saw the hands of the people power pull the gate down. 1, 2, yeah. The third one, it was down.
Down.
I went in there after the crowd running to run out, and I, put on my bicycle.
Allegedly.
And I couldn't. I rode across the Cross Bronx Expressway to home. And I got up there and said, Herc, don't go that way to wait for people up there.
But was it that, man? Was it like after the blackout, everybody had equipment?
Not really.
Right.
Not really. Nah, hell no. If they were, they wouldn't go. There's nothing to say.
Right.
You know, you got to get this shit from Church Street,
Yeah.
Canal Street,
Right.
ASAT, you know, them places and shit. Ass kickers, they have ass kickers all over the place.
Now you're creating this art form. You're hearing these people creating it out of passion. When you start hearing these records, man, when you hear King Tim,
The first whack rap record.
the first
whack,
rap,
whack. No, the first whack rap record.
and it's also the first rap record.
Yeah, the first, well, it was the first whack 2, put that title to it.
You hear that record, and what do you think?
They say you're a dancing girl.
Yeah.
A big leg girl.
What do you think about that record? You like, this is crazy? This is corny.
Nope, I said, here we go.
You knew.
Here we go.
You knew that they were going to start making records.
Somebody saw the formula. You got to get a previous hit to face. You got to ride off a previous hit
Right.
or something staying in the neighborhood.
And then you hear Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh yeah, God rest his soul, with Hank.
Big Hank.
Hank is a turning point of that.
Yeah.
He the one that heard the recipe from where I'm coming from, where we live at, and took it. And 30 years later, they have Q&A at the Schomburg. They want their name back.
Right. Which is crazy.
And I was never mentioned in all of that.
Which
Where
is
it come from.
Which is crazy.
There you go.
Did you know Hank?
Hank know me.
He knew you.
He knew where it come from.
He would come to your parties, or
He know where it come from.
Right.
He's
But-
from the neighborhood.
he's from the neighborhood.
He was always on the outside.
Right.
He had a big mouth.
Right.
And he came for security. And after he come for security, working for Cold Crust, you could rip off a couple lines or two. You could say it. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's memory. And that's how Hank was. And that's what he did. Took it to Jersey. Didn't say where he get it from. And truth be told, it's in their documentary. So I'm not throwing no stone.
No, everybody
on
knows.
The dead. I'm not
Right.
saying anything to her. But that's where he could say, Sugar Hill Gang robbed hip hop.
Yes. And then created it at the same time.
Thank you.
But were you upset when you heard that record, man?
No.
No? But you knew it was Kaz's lyrics.
That's my. Well, I'm hearing it, and I'm like, wow.
They really jacked
I know
somebody's...
this is me. This is my music. This is my recipe.
Right.
Taking element, taking form.
Right.
This is like the bonanza. Boom. Black gold ghetto steam. Still gushing.
And you knew from that, you knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody ever approach you about doing records?
No.
Ever?
Never.
Did you ever think you would want to do records?
Why not? I have my spin on things.
Right. Why didn't you ever do a record, man?
Never brought me up in there.
Yeah.
Every man for himself.
Right.
Yeah, but even when I think back even you just being friends with different artists.
Never did. Not even say what I play. Even that affiliation to the studio. What did I play? What I'm feeling. My ears was never asked for any opinion of that level.
Do you ever regret not making any records, man?
Nope.
No, not at all.
My record is hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. You used to wash the labels off your records.
Yep. Still do it today. Still do it today.
If you find
still do it today.
Right.
There's biters.
and you created that because cats would
My father
mark up.
told me to do that.
Right.
Some of them I regret I didn't do.
Right. Like what?
Really?
Which records, man? Which records you
If I'd
regret?
have been all of them, if really, you'll find it, but you take a while. And still today, people are trying to find stuff right now. So
Right.
It's just a game over. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
the camaraderie of that.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, man,
Listen, you don't want to go places everybody got your stuff at.
Right.
Got to be different.
you got to be unique.
That's how it's about.
Right.
You get your rep off of it, then you let it go.
Right.
You get your rep off the record and then let it go. Right,
Right.
today. I heard Amy Winehouse. I knew she was going to come in here before she knew she would come in. I heard it. Surfacing one night in Vegas on a little transistor radio up in there. And I heard it. And I said, yeah, even with the rehabs, I know it was good. But I couldn't coach that because I went to rehab.
Right.
And it worked.
Right,
But, you know, once you're out, you can't be no preacher.
Yes.
I can't be that.
There you go.
That's it. That's it.
But you can become a counselor.
You know what I'm saying? Hey.
You
I
can
use
become
it.
a counselor.
I use it if they want it. I went there. Sometimes you got to pull over.
Yep.
Pull over, you move too fast. Pull over, you move too fast. That's right.
Yo, Herc, man, let's go to a quick break.
It's all good.
You know, internet, you tune into the Combat Jack Show, the combatjackshow.com. Very special
The president's in the building.
episode. Father
Yeah,
hip
State
hop
of
in
the
the
Union
building.
address today. Some of y'all been, like I
Slandering.
just say it's a family affair.
There you
Yes,
go.
it is.
One child grows up to be. Y'all know who he is, but it's in the blood.
Yep. Listen,
Yeah.
F your radio, F your podcast, and F your TV show.
Be right back. Chit.
Internets, this portion of the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by Bevel, the premier shaving system for people with coarse and curly hair. You know, I was using Bevel the other day, man, and it reminded me of one of my buddies from college, Kenyatta. Fuck, what was Kenyatta's last name? I forget Kenyatta Boyd. And I remember Kenyatta, he had this rash on the back of his head, man, that just looked, it was a constant open wound from like ear to ear, man. It just looked like the back of his neck was melting and festering. And I used to ask him, I said, Kenyatta, my brother, man, why you got that open wound on the back of your head? And he was like, yo, man, like my barber keeps using these dirty clippers, and that's why I have this and I think back on that, brother, man, and you know, it's been years since I was in college, but I walk around with a heavy heart, man, that knowing that if we had a time machine or a hot tub time machine, if Tristan Walker was brilliant enough to create this bevel shaving system, if he was brilliant enough to create a hot tub time machine, we could go back and save my homie Kenyatta Boyd's neck with the bevel shaving system. Brothers, if you're walking around with some open wounds on your neck, face, back, wherever you shave, man, you don't have to live like a monster anymore. You don't have to cover it up. You don't have to walk around with a cape or a hoodie or a baseball cap. Live free. Let your skin be free from all that damage and punishment and torturing. Stop genociding your skin. Get yourself a bevel shaving system. Treat your skin like a human being. Treat your skin with dignity. Go to getbevel.com, GETBEVEL.com. Punch in the promo code COMBAT, COMBAT for 20% off. But first and foremost, do it for the humanitarian aspects of protecting your skin. Don't you love your skin? You love puppies. You love kittens. You love animals. You want to save the whales. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop climate control. Stop damaging your fucking neck. Get a bevel shaving system. Getbevel.com. Promo code COMBAT. 20% off all goods and services from Bevel. Don't tell them that I never told you the truth. Now back to the show. Internets, you are tuned into the Combat Jack Show. The combatjackshow.com. We got a very special guest on tonight's episode. We got the founder, the father of this genre.
Herc Obama.
Yes, we got Mr. Kool Herc in the building. Kool Herc has a party coming up on April 25th, 2015, called the Triple OGs.
Yeah, Triple OGs. Me and Grandmaster Caz and Colt LaRock.
That's an impressive lineup, man.
And why I said Triple OGs, because that's what the young cats, a young lion called me when they see me.
Triple OGs.
So I respect that.
Tell us about this party. Where's it going to be at, man?
It's going to be at the Andrew Freeman home in the Bronx.
Okay.
On the Grand Concourse.
All right, and what's cover, man?
$20. We ain't trying to stick you up.
Yeah.
But hold up, Combat. We got performances by Big Daddy Kane,
Sure.
Biz Markie,
Dougie Fresh, Curtis Blow, Kumo D,
Mr. Cheeks,
Woo, Drez,
That
Melly
cover, too.
Mel,
what? Lord Finesse.
That's right. We got 3
Tila
rooms.
Rock.
Listen,
Black of Fire.
the voice of Harlem,
Yes, indeed.
Tila Rock. You know who he is.
Where can people pick up?
And Wildcat, and my man Boogie Black and Will Trax and Ralph McDaniel.
Hold up, you got Cool DJ Red Alert DJing.
Yes,
And Chuck
indeed.
Chill Out.
Out.
Chuck Chill Out.
Lady Love.
Lady
Yo,
Love.
where can cats get the tickets, man?
Well, right now, I think Kaz got up on his page. Or you get tickets at the Andrew Freeman home.
Okay.
There's a
$20.
There's a number on it. Yes.
Yeah, the number is 718-410-6735.
Yes.
The Triple OGs are here.
Saturday,
That's right.
April 25th.
We got 3 rooms, and we have a veranda and a lawn.
Look at you getting fancy, man.
That's right.
Look at you getting fancy.
It's the Empire.
Yo, listen, Herc, man. I want to get to some of the things that happened, man. While some of the sacrifices you made, man. You put this culture on your back. You open up the door for other people, and then there was an incident that kind of set you back, man. You were at one of your parties,
And
then
you had to touch that.
and then you got stabbed, right?
I walk into it.
What happened, man?
Weather discrepancy. It wasn't a confrontation. and hand to hand, I walk into it accidentally.
Right.
And I take it like that.
Right.
You know, and that was it, man.
Right. How badly were you injured, man?
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I remember one was coming in and pierced my hand like Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Pierced it.
Pierce your hand.
Pierced like you see a movie. Put yours right to it, and like that.
Like
right
like
through.
Jesus Christ.
Just like Jesus Christ.
Right. And then where else did you get hit?
I got three times my side.
3 times on your side.
Yeah.
And then you were
I
hospitalized.
walked there like John Wayne. They say you walk up to the hospital like John Wayne because the time was snowing.
Right.
I pick up the block of ice and put it on my side under my coat
A block of ice from the street.
from the street. Yeah.
How'd you? Yo.
And my friend's sister and they walked me up there.
And then
And they started teasing me like I was John Wayne.
like a tough guy.
Yeah, I pick it up and put it on there.
That's pretty fucking tough, though.
Walk
Yeah.
away.
That's pretty
Fucking
fucking
warrior.
I would have died waiting for the ambulance. Man.
Yeah, I would have been screaming.
You know.
I wasn't waiting.
Right.
And then they caught the perpetrators a block away.
Right.
And they wanted me to come and do things, but it didn't happen that way.
Right.
They didn't walk away saying they did it. They
Right.
got caught.
They got caught.
Yeah. And on to this day, and the people that was with them, I knew them. I just didn't know the stranger.
Right.
I just didn't know him. I know the other two people. And on to this day, they see me places, they make it move like I'm looking for them.
Right.
It was nice just for apology.
Right. So they still carry that.
I see them. I'm not carrying it, but
No,
they
they do,
know.
but they know.
They're like,
Right.
like, I remember one time as a kid, they came in to get the equipment, and everybody said, "That's my piece. That's my piece." And he walked my turntable and the police back in the car. And every time he used to see me, man, he used to run.
Damn.
I had to run after and say, "Yo, man, let it go, man.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Right.
Please." Yeah, I mean, sometimes I want to kill himself, man, running away from me.
That's crazy.
I had to chase him, man. Just grab him and say, "Yo, man, stop. Man.
Stop.
Stop."
I'm sure it didn't help if when he turned around and seen you chasing him.
I could run. I remember one time this kid just throwing some rocks off the Cross Bronx Expressway, right at Arthur Avenue, throwing rocks down. "Yo, man, what's wrong with you? Don't do that, man. Come on." And somebody, "Oh, really? All right." And they took off. Yeah, I said, "I got you."
And you caught him.
He said, No. One of them break off.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed with Ron.
You say with one of them.
Her hit him with the leg drop.
And then I grabbed. "Yo, man, stop. It's you. Don't do that, man." And until this day, he's a grown man. And that's the only way you go back to for me to remember. Remember the kid you chased?
That's me.
It's me.
That's me. Yo.
Yeah, man.
But how this stabbing, man, it incapacitated you. You was completely out of the picture for a while, right?
I was a time. I remember that fight. I didn't want to go to sleep that night.
Right.
It was like it was Ali and Ken Norton when he fought that night and broke his jaw. I remember that shit.
Right.
Fight night too.
But in terms of like your career as a DJ, this threw you off, right?
Well, you don't want to come to a party with people that invite you to get stabbed and
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? You got to look at that right there.
Right.
But it didn't stop me for continue. And that was it. Things changing up. DJs start coming in, dashed in, capitalized on stuff like that. And everybody DJ now, DJ. Well, you know what? They're DJs and they're disc jockey.
Right.
So they're not me.
Right.
They're being themselves, but being like the rest. I'm not like the rest. I'm up here music with selections.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I get format, put stuff in format.
Now the story is coke.
And I'm business behind all of that, not just playing. You know what I
Right.
mean? They just coming there to get that. I'm about the whole scope of it and shit.
Now the rumor is that coke was after these guys.
Well, thank God the thing was brought for that.
Right. But
That was the plus.
But the story is that coke.
Yeah, we wasn't going to. It happened, and we wasn't going to drag it on no more. For
Right.
If that would happen, where I'd be right now.
Exactly. But the thing
More
is,
than that being gone. But
Right.
after that, come on, man.
but the thing is, coke, from what I understand, it left such a bad taste in his mouth. But
at the time, Joyce, was having his child, man.
Right.
And this one of them things.
George's coke.
Nah. I'm saying, Joyce. I said
Joyce. Okay.
Joyce was having, his first child. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And it was rough. You know what I mean? Business, that happened in between that.
Right.
I mean, nobody, I take no feelings. I could have.
Right.
You know what I mean? I could be wilding there on that, and would that get me?
But it also was because here's something that you started out as kids and it was fun, and all of a sudden, like, you could have died or somebody could have committed murder.
I was called back from PAL to, they changed the name over to Sparkle.
Right.
And I was called over to, jumpstart that again. And it was before the party even started.
Right.
One guy drunk and they came down there. And people who did it was supposed to confront them.
Right.
It was not serious. You work for me, I work for him. Or he got to listen, they got to come from me. That was it. No money changing and all that. But, that's it, man.
Yeah. Going back to the language, man, you came up with the term B-boy.
Yeah. And that's all about seeing the boys dancing, them as boys, and they play beats. So I call them B-boys. Boy that rock to the beat.
Yeah.
That's it. No bad boy. That's it.
Another thing that I think that's amazing is, cats, other DJs are coming in and they trying to get your formula, but also the radio stations are trying to get your format right now because you're playing records like you broke Always and Forever.
They set them in there.
Right.
You just start hearing like, why I'm hearing the club format on the radio. You know what I'm saying? We are going to this and play beats now and going into, like, wow.
But did you also you broke Heat Wave, right?
Yeah.
Always and Forever.
Always and Forever, and even Frankie Beverly.
Before I let go, you broke that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, a lot of them.
That's crazy.
My records uplift and stuff, and they talk to each other.
Now, did you ever have a conversation with like some of these radio cats, like a Frankie Crocker or something like that?
They never liked hip hop.
Yeah.
And I had Robbie Womack stepped on hip hop one morning.
Right.
Like, yeah, come on, man.
And cats was telling you that this was a fad.
Yeah, always. It's going to end next week. Go down there with the gutter rights.
Who was telling you that, man?
People, go down to Little Hippity Hop.
Yeah.
They go down to Little Hippity Hop because they was always going to a hop, going to a go-go.
Right.
So then it come hip-hop,
And this is your thing, though. You're like, no, this thing is going to be around.
I never worry about it, man.
Right.
Every generation have their spin on things.
Right.
And this wasn't going nowhere.
So as this thing continues to move, man, like we come into a new decade, like right after the Sugar Hill Gang, and you got Curtis Blow doing records, you got Run DMC doing records. Did Russell ever step to you, man, or anything like that?
Nah.
Never.
Nah. Everything's start getting scattered now.
Right.
Everything getting scattered. Everybody building a fence around this stuff.
Right.
He's looking for claim jumpers, this the first, that, and all that. Like, collectively, we don't have nothing. As just to hold on to where the evolution had come from, So,
did you feel as the record business started feeding off of hip hop, did you feel that these cats was kind of like trying to leave you behind?
Listen, that's on them, man.
Right.
That's on them. I'm not no red-eyed person. I'm not an envious person.
Right.
It's still my recipe, personally, and the world not know it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not, like I said, I don't chase people for their business. I'm here. I ain't got no horns on my forehead.
Right. As the thing starts to move, though, like as it moves from, New York.
Start to spread.
It starts to spread. When you started hearing hip hop coming out of the West Coast, man, what did you start thinking, man?
I like the twist of their voice on there. I like that. That's what hip hop is about. If you English and you're doing this, you're doing it, people love you for that.
Right.
Like there's a girl over in England. You got to hear this. Her name is Temper.
Temper.
Yeah, you got to hear her spin on Big Papa. You got to hear her spin on Big Papa. She be right in there. Moni Love's supposed to know her, man.
Yeah. Now, when's the first time you went overseas, man? To do a party?
I would say 96.
96?
Yeah.
96?
Yep. Around there.
And where'd you go?
I went on a Marlboro tour.
Okay.
I went all through Germany. And it was all right.
And could you believe like where your music was being played now, man?
Oh, yeah. People can't speak English.
And they know who you are.
They know. I get more record love there anywhere else.
How did they treat you, man?
Until this day.
Right.
Like I'm supposed to be, like a rock star.
Right.
I get that. I get the energy there. I get the energy. Whatever missing here, I get it.
What's your favorite place to travel?
Right now, I like to go back to Milan.
Milan.
Everywhere been good. Australia, England, been good. It been good. But the last place,
Italy, Pete.
in Milan, in a place, Sanville Cavala.
Listen, my family's in Sicily. Anytime we'll go down there, me and you.
I'm
we'll
telling you,
we'll
man,
have
they
some
let me feel
mozzarella
like
and carrots, couple of fucking fried raviolis, and
And Honolulu.
yeah,
Honolulu in Hawaii.
Chris, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They give me love, man. Whatever I miss here in New York, man, whatever, any element where I'm supposed to treat it as an entertainer, superstar, I get it.
Right.
And so I don't get mad at them.
but they always appreciate hip hop overseas.
Yeah, they give it
and They
up.
appreciate the culture. I feel like in a wider.
Oh, and there's definitely, like, I've been to Japan and they go crazy, man,
And I haven't felt any racism on that route.
when you travel.
I haven't felt it.
Right. Now let's get back to, your life here, man. In the 80s, as this thing pops off, man, your father passes.
Yeah, the passed away. Bob Marley passed away.
Right, like right after.
Right there. That's our reference point
Right.
to when he passed away.
And this was devastating. You were very close with your father.
Yeah.
Right.
It's his father and son business.
Right.
It wasn't just Kool Herc, his father and son.
Was it sudden or was he sick, man?
Nah, man, it's one of them unfortunate thing. Back home and went for a swim in rough water and, never made it back ashore.
Really?
Yeah, so
So it was out of the blue.
that was out of the shock to the family, man.
Right. And this really, really, really threw you off, right?
Yeah, it did. Any joy for anybody, man.
Right. This was around the time that the crack epidemic hit New York too, man.
Oh, yeah, the plague.
Yeah, the plague.
Hold on.
Hold on for your seats.
Hold on, like a plane losing cabin pressure.
It was like nothing before, because before, like in the decade before, everybody did coke.
Listen, I'm a late bloomer. Everything came down there, getting this, that. Everybody think they're bigger than it. They didn't know it was bigger than us. It was a millionaire recreation fund,
Right.
not a poor man.
Right.
And how they sold that to black people or to people at large that have a sense of humor? They use who think they use? Who think they use?
Who'd they use, man?
Who think they use to advertise it?
The Scarface?
Part of it. Who else?
Hip hop, right?
Nah, man.
Ooh.
Who else? Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. With the freebasing.
Ah,
With the freebasing.
all who didn't know.
Right.
Curiosity to sell it.
Yo, man,
That's what did it.
right.
That's what sold the package on that.
How crazy was it that you got caught up in that, man?
I got caught up in it. It happened.
Right.
I mean, caught up in it. I was in there for another reason.
Right.
Larceny was my forte.
Right.
Doing anything to family wasn't none of that. And I look at it, and I'm not bragging on that. I had to hold on to a lot of upcoming for my family bringing
Right.
to go check in and say, I want to help. And moms know no matter how much high you get, when it's coming from the mom's face, it will go out the window.
Yeah, she knew.
And that don't work.
Right.
Chasing it, to lose it like that in front of mom. And death come knocking one day. I had to give up the job, get advanced, because I just did it. This is nothing. And it wasn't going to go down. And I come to a realization this over. High's been blown.
Right.
So I said I need help. And she called the clergy. Mr. Annual came. She said, yes. He's into the music. She said, yes, all this stuff is here. I could never sell my stuff without buy from people money to pay to see me to build that. I could never.
Right.
Or hurt anybody. So I was doing something negative. I was something good in the negative world. Because people who I was dealing with, it was like, yo, I never enjoyed this without feeling larceny or not coming back or some shady nothing. You're the first. And have a conversation with. You're the first. I remember one time police was coming. And I couldn't say no more than if you know your history or a nursery rhyme for me to say it. Everything is red hot. I heard, and then I said, yo, the British is coming. And it was zoop, everybody masked. How you doing, officer? It's okay, just coming to the building. Hey, everything is nice, it's quiet. Okay, enjoy yourself. Good evening, officer. Have a nice evening. After the walk, dog girlfriend said, yo, that's one of the smoothest shit I ever heard, brother. Cause we all supposed to be in jail right now.
Right. That motherfucker was high.
You, that right there, brother. Thank you.
Right.
Look, I went to, you call it a social study class. I know what you meant when you said that.
Yeah.
So she called around and called a place called Daytop. And I went in for orientation, then I went to Far Rockaway to get orientated to go up to Monticello.
That's when they take you in the van.
Nyack. Eight of us.
Right.
Going unknown territory, and went there. So she said, you know what I call you? And I call the clergy. I said, Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down.
So she called me Black Hawk Down.
How was that transition for you in Daytop,
Hey, man, like a car, brother. You got to go get tuned up. Body got to get tuned up. And it didn't say drug you can't use. It said drug abuse.
Drug abuse.
When you abuse it, there come the troops.
Right.
Because I think it's, I was in a program, too. I got mandated many years ago, about 20 years ago. And I just remember being in there with so many different people, so many different cultures, and it just being such a transition for so many different people. Because, people don't want to admit if they have a problem, and they may be in there and not even know that they have any issues in Daytop,
They go deep. They
have marathons, those groups, like marathon groups.
They do. They bring you back. Everybody needs to go like you do a sweat.
Yeah.
You do a sweat.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
they got to do a purge. Sometimes a good boo-hoo, it do the body justice.
And
You know what I'm saying?
and you've been clean since.
Oh, yeah.
How many years, man?
I don't go by years, man. Yeah, I ain't been a marathon on that. They just living good and take every substance you got from there for that, man.
Right.
I'm out of no feeding things. A long time before I even started drinking beer, my way, and even my herbal essence, my way.
Your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's good,
I was
man.
one time in my life, and that's it.
That's good, man.
I don't go around preaching it, and if you ask me, I'll tell you.
Right.
And I did it. I did it openly in the Source Award. Very openly.
Right.
Monsignor O'Brien, I wouldn't be up here accepting this and man being drug free. And when I did that, not looking for no points or anything, somebody just see me one day buying something. And if there was at a liquor store, how about that? So he said, my brother, I seen you, man, and I'm in a struggle, me and my wife, and it let me know for what you said, man, you're not a hypocrite.
Right.
That was it.
Good for you, man. Congratulations on that, man.
And people still out there doing their thing. Their job is you get mad that there was no bars around, there was nothing.
Damn.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And Eddie Hill, God rest his soul. You got Overroach, you got Neil Krosky, and you got Wilfred Cincino and Frank Thorpe.
Who are these guys?
These are people, just counselors.
Okay.
That was there.
That walked you through that.
Them are giants, man.
Right.
Them are community giants.
Right.
Senior councils.
And it built off previous people that was there have that commitment to work within Daytop. You could counsel. The first I went up in there I was a counselor.
Okay.
I mean, not a counselor, coordinator.
All right.
Made it to a guru. Were you there when they had where they used to give props? Like I remember, people used to get in trouble and used to have to wear something.
Yes, there was the back of the day, shave your head or something like that, or they sit you on the chair.
I used to.
Did you have to shave your head or sit in the chair?
Sit in the chair, make a decision.
Yeah, like I used to be stay against the wall, sit in the chair,
or sit into the pot sink.
I used to talk back to the counselor. They used to make me wear fucking.
What were you addicted to?
A Burger King. I mean, I was just doing drugs. I got mandated there. And when you get busted with drugs, you could go to a program your first time.
Even if you're not addicted.
I wish I had that choice.
Yeah. So but they used to make me wear like a Burger King hat, and I used to walk around, and they used to say, this kid, he wants everything his way. So but they would make you wear different things. Like a kid used to have a problem waking up in the morning. They used to make him carry his pillow all day around.
Yeah, well,
sounds like a nice place.
It do things not for just to do. If you get to think about what you're doing,
right?
Introspect.
Introspect.
Just don't do it. Introspect
and consequences. Yo, Herc, man.
People, places, and things, bro.
We had a scare a couple of years ago with your health, man. How you feeling these days?
That come with it, man. I was taken care of. You know what I mean? And moderation, bro.
Clean bill of health.
Moderation.
Clean bill of health.
Yes, moderation.
How'd you feel about everybody? Like, it was big news, man.
I didn't want that.
You didn't want that?
I didn't want that.
Right.
I did not want that, but that was about people checking in on me.
Right.
And Premier. And, you know,
DJ
I
Premier?
always call,
Right.
calling and checking how you doing, Pops, how you doing, Herc, so. And that's good, you know what I mean? And he called, and I was going through it at the time, and he said, listen, man, you like, if Willie Nelson is sick in country music, one person would take care of that.
Right.
One person, okay? You are my Willie Nelson in hip-hop.
Right.
And if you choose to speak on it, you know, I can't stop you, and he did.
That's dope.
And I don't want no money from that, man, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how that came about, brother.
You know, but let's talk about it, man. We talking about a industry that's billions of dollars right now, man.
It's for the kids, man.
But still, it's not just kids.
It's supposed to come back to the kids.
Right. It's supposed to come back to the kids. But has anybody, man, because cats, so many people have benefited from what you created, man. Any of these Forbes cats ever hit you, man, and be like, yo, Herc, hold this million right here.
I wouldn't mind a hit, but bring me back courtside or let me do the cookout.
Yeah. But nobody ever reached out to you, man?
No.
Ever?
No.
What do you think about that, man?
In a position, KRS in a position, yes. Otherwise, beyond position, what you asking about, no.
Right.
No.
How do you feel about that, though, man?
Listen, man, that's them, man.
Right.
Listen, honor that father and mother, so your days be blessed on this earth. If I'm the father, that's who I am. And they're all my children.
And there's no filial piety, man.
And I'm a black man, so a black man should never knock another black man.
Right.
Like my father said, you ever see a monkey build a fence around a coconut tree to deny the monkey from eating?
Nah.
Come on. I started something that it's okay to be a felon and still get work.
Right.
I changed, I created a payroll. I created another way of life. What if?
What could be?
What if two people said that KRS made the record and Jadakiss made the record?
Right.
Or Nas, I believe they said, what if?
What if?
Combat, I tell you, the thing that amazes me is we come from a culture where they boast, or we should say people boast about money.
Right.
But meanwhile, the forefathers don't have much money. You know, they're not the ones that are making all this money. And, you know, I know you say you don't want things or you don't want that, but hearing people not reach out to you and not want to like pay homage, and you know, and I'm not saying people.
Somebody said it's, you know, retribution, man, and that's I
not because
I speak on that, not me, man. You know, all it could do for me collectively, give me a key to the club.
Keep you in the club, right?
Now give me a key to the club,
right.
So therefore, the money will be distributed back to the community. It won't be on the fancy cars, no nothing. It comes back to where it's supposed to come from, where it comes from.
Because you know what it is, Combat. You know,
they can let it rain in the club.
They can make it rain for these
it could
strippers and these whores.
It could drizzle over here.
Right, exactly.
Hip hop is there, you know, to be used, man, not the misuse of it. We could sponsor a charter school, man. But it's
to build hospitals.
It's loose, you know.
Right.
It got to be organized right now. Got to put it come from on the same path of wrestling. Used to be a back alley sport, but now where's that?
Mainstream.
Now if we had the Fight Club, back out, where's that?
Mainstream. Global.
You know what I'm saying? Now we
McDonald's.
We finally got, you know, the rap battle thing where Eminem put in, you know, Slaughter thing. That's another way of art form.
Right.
And I was good to see that down there with Murder Mook and his father used to come to my party. And when Murder Mook saw me, he said, yo, that's the brother right there who started give a job for me and everybody has to eat from this. So they're like, yo, you know what I mean, Herc? Murder Mook for this. Why not? Why not? You know, the long-hair hippies and the Afro-blacks that crossed the tracks in their party, they was doing their thing in there. And this is what hip-hop is about.
Yes.
Ain't no black thing, it's a we thing.
Yes.
It's a we thing. Was never no Puerto Rican thing, no white thing, no black thing. You come to the party, behave yourself, do your thing, and you catch a Kool, and I got you.
Yep.
And this is the front runner of Martin Luther King's dream came in the form of hip hop.
Yep. I always said, man, that hip hop was a child of the civil rights movement.
When he said little white boys, little black girls walking together, breakdancing together, rapping together, making clothes together, doing business together. Come on, man.
This is the dream.
It is. That's how I look at hip hop.
Yo, over the years, man, who's been your top 5 DJs?
DJ Enough.
Yes. DJ Enough.
Yes, because DJ Enough come from an angle. He plays stuff I would play. And comes in there with stuff that probably get a little problem to play, and he play.
Right. That's number 1.
And Lovebug Starsky
Lovebug Starsky.
got my style in him. Got his own, but he got the formula how I play.
Right.
You got Red,
Red Alert.
you know, and you got
Red Alert has had such a great career, man.
And you got Marty, and you got DJ Scratch.
Right. DJ Scratch.
Yeah.
You just scratched the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then who else? Who's the fifth?
Well, I got something coming. I can't even say right now with that. I have a starting 5.
Okay.
Not the name that I mentioned,
Right.
but I have a starting 5.
And you're not going to mention the 5th one?
The fifth one, I'm gonna go overseas. A brother named Vince,
DJ Vince.
Yeah.
Well, what country is he from?
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a technician.
I met him.
Okay.
I played. I see his style.
Yeah.
It did work.
Well, who's your top 5 MCs, man?
Melly Mel.
Yes.
He got Karis One.
Yes.
I like to put him right now. Then again, who's living or dead?
Living and Dead.
Okay, you know, sometimes guys are the living and then guys are the dead.
Right.
I like to put them up in there, you know, in their own right. You know what I'm saying? I like to bungle them up like that. But Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
Yes.
Why?
Very witty.
Okay.
And Kanye.
Kanye.
Witty. More technical Kanye than Weezy. Weezy, I listen, man.
Yo, they're gonna be so surprised when they hear this.
And I'm Breezy. Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
I dance, Breezy.
So that's your top 5?
This is me, brother.
No. This is amazing.
This is no controversy.
No, this is amazing.
It's funny because on the way I asked him, I said, "What do you listen to?" He said, "Everything."
You listen to everything.
I knew Wayne was going to be who he is before he knew it.
Did you?
Because he followed on that. When Sway did it, every record he touched, he was on. It was hits.
That's amazing, man.
It was hits.
That's amazing. What are you listening to right now, man?
I mean, I listen to everything. You know, everything, man. Right now, I listen to Kirk Franklin. I did this record called, I got on my knees. Okay, he came through. He like Steve Harvey come through. And that's what Kool was in New York. And we went to our own little thing. And we made up as men. Herc, whatever. And I love him. But it's a strong finish.
Mm.
Strong finish. Strong finish. I like that record.
Strong finish.
Strong finish.
How
Even the Campbell, even the whatchamacallit sisters, Mary, yeah, the other one, Touch Me, something like her record out right now.
Didn't one of the Marys just get in trouble?
I think so.
For what she do? Like something like she shot at her husband or something like that.
I don't know.
Nah,
I know Angie smacked the scrap out of her daughter, Angie Stone.
Yeah, Angie Stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're a big Jill Scott fan also.
Love Jill Scott.
Nice.
I remember I got into her when she was in the album of Wild Wild West, and she did the thing with Common.
Right.
8 Minutes to Sunrise.
Right.
That's my record.
Yeah.
And the other one is Living My Life Like It's Golden.
That's a great record.
I dedicated to that the last one I played in Bronx River.
That's a great record.
And I played in Australia.
Yeah.
Australia, it made the papers. Girlfriend said, I went to a club and Kool Herc was playing it. Only Kool Herc could play this in the club. Living My Life Like It's Golden.
Yep. You still DJing, man?
Yeah.
Where you DJing at, man?
I mean, it comes. I want to have a more of a home base,
A residency.
a party,
Right.
part of it.
Right.
Not all of it.
Right.
Like a coach, give me 2 hours, coach.
2 hours.
And if I fuck it up, bring it back.
Yeah, and you want to do this weekly?
I would like that. Yeah,
Yes.
I like it. Like I said, man, I was in a movie called Beach Street.
I remember you played yourself.
I played myself, only now Victor's character. And Harry Belafonte said, if you have a club, name it the Burning Spear, and I'll be the first one to drink champagne with you. It needs to come to reality.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the president up in the Bronx. I'm trying to have it. And if I up in there, the name will be Burning Spear.
Burning Spear.
My night be a Burning Spear.
We're going to take that name off of that little place.
It can stay up there. We have our own little logo. We could bring out Spear.
Okay.
We could bring out Spear.
Yo, Herc,
He
man,
showed me it.
after all these years, man, what would you have done different?
What have I done? I would have, if I could do it, I would have, I would get strong people I would have talked to or could see it or talk to them to hold it down, to build to put the cap on it.
Right. To build like a castle.
To put a cap on it.
Right.
Nobody can't come and siphon off of it.
No
It's
culture
still
vultures.
gushing.
Right.
Yeah, culture vultures.
Yeah.
If people just stop, get us individually and get us together, it would been a good rollout. It been a good rollout. At this point right now, it's been a good rollout.
Yes.
And it's not say it can't be done right now.
Right.
It could start.
It could still,
It is part of your youthful coming up.
yes.
You come through it. And like I say, it's a culture. It break all barriers.
Yeah.
You know, white people generation can dance like a kid now, body movements and all that. I call it like it is.
Yeah.
You know, that racism stuff ain't in me with that. You know, because coming from Jamaica, you see Chinese Jamaica, you see Hindu Jamaica, Kool Jamaica, and white Jamaican. So it's out of the money, out of many one people, we as one. I never see another person color. No, man, don't deal like that. And I didn't come in with that. You know what I mean? Slave, your father you did this to me, and whatever. I didn't know what no racism was.
Yeah.
My heroes stopped white people from starting shit. That's Sister Nanny and Paul Bogle and Marcus Garvey. You know,
Marcus had all the answers, man. How come you're not on social media, man? You're not on the Twitter and not on the.
Well, I need a squad to handle that. I'm not so sufficient with that.
Right.
That's all that is.
You got an account up there.
And if I was, boy, Lord, if people go down, I'd be like,
Herc is wild.
They be coming after me. I wouldn't do it for the purpose of this, for nothing else.
Right.
Information,
Nothing
else.
That's what it's great for.
I know important to start beefs and all
No.
stuff.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be that.
You know, I don't want that. I ain't gonna be. Don't drag me in it for no opinion.
Yo, man, get back on your Twitter account, man. I just
get that promo
started following you today, man. You ain't tweet like about 3 or 4 years, man.
Get that promo going, her. And you know what? I spoke to you before.
I need a little energy around me. I need some Herculoids around.
You need some Herculoids?
I need some Herculoids.
Yo, listen, internets.
Let's listen. I'm looking for the Cartwrights. Okay?
Internets. Cool Herc needs an intern. He needs an intern, a social media team. Let's make that happen.
We're gonna knock on the door.
Yeah.
With respect.
Herc, man.
That's all.
Herc, before we end this, man, where can people find you?
Well, listen, it ain't. I'm in the community.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the community. I'm doing my birthday party. I'm one of the residents over there by the Andrew Freeman home.
Okay.
And it's the home of hip hop.
Yes.
If I'm there, started from the bottom, now we're on the top.
Yep.
And Conquest is my top.
Yep.
From where we're coming from. You know what I mean?
Internets, if you want to see Kool Herc live, come out on the 25th of April, 2015. The Triple OGs of hip hop with Kool Herc, Grandmaster Caz, and Coke LaRock at the Andrew Freeman Complex. What time does it start?
It's 8 p.m.
8 o'clock.
p.m.
Come early.
Come early. Come
and
early.
spread out. We got 3 rooms. Come and spread out.
Yo, if you want any information, 718-410-6735.
Performances combat by Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Dougie Fresh, Curtis
a whole
Blow.
bunch-
Come
there's a
on,
whole bunch of
Kumo D.
cats.
Come on.
These are all people giving us love. You
Get
know
out
what
your
I mean?
house.
They know us between me and Kaz. They know us at his Biz Markie birthday and a few other people's birthday. You know?
Paying homage.
And I'm playing some music there. I'm going to be the hallway music man.
Yes, sir.
Not the elevator music man, but the hallway.
Yo, Herc, any last words to our audience, man?
Brothers and sisters and constituents
And
here and there and internet worldwide, wherever I played at, thank you for receiving me. And this game of hip-hop, don't be misled by it. You know what I mean? Don't be misled by it. It ain't a black thing, okay? It's a wheat thing. And don't go for manufactured beef. You know, James Brown said, let's listen to the case. Let's say the case. A lot of black men been raided all their lives. Let's say the case. And a lot of people coming home from technology accused unjust. You know what I'm saying? But right now, man, we need to pull them pants up, man. And them ladies out there, man, for real, pay good partner. Y'all the main reason for that. Not the reason for it, but you are in a position to say something.
Yes.
A big, respectful way to say something. I ain't say you can't talk to me. I ain't say you can't talk, but look how you approaching me. I mean, one ass in front of one woman's face, in front of every mother's face. Come on.
There you go.
Come on, man.
Kool Herc, man. Thank you very much, brother.
You know, and that's just that's that in the community, man.
Yes, sir.
That see me, give me the nod, come talk to me, and that's what it's about.
Don't front.
I don't cross them off.
Don't front. Don't front.
Don't front.
Don't front.
I'm here.
Internets, man.
We're here to use each other, not misuse each other.
That's right.
That's how I like Django. Are you sure? Yes, sir. That's it. Are you sure? Let's make the move, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's make some money.
That money.
And Usher.
That money.
And Usher. I can't go Usher. Family.
Usher.
That's my people.
Yeah.
That's family, man. Malik Yoba big me up, man. They're all my family.
That's beautiful.
Listen, shout out to Malik Yoba because he's the reason why this episode happened.
Malik gave us a great assist, man.
They gave me a big plug, man.
Yes,
I can't ask for no more introduction. That's it.
Listen, before we go, first off, I want to thank you for your contributions, for everything to this culture. As we spoke, as you know, people cut from that cloth paying homage. I'm paying homage by telling you this.
Man.
But, you know, this episode is paying homage to the internets that do know or don't know. But I told you before, I want to tell you again, man, I would love to see a book, man. I would love to see a fucking book. You know,
what I just say, that's half of the book right there, probably.
Yo, internets. if any of you out there are some aspiring writers, get in touch with Kool Herc, man. Let's get that book. Let's get that book on the shelves.
Take my name to the book barn. Take the Barnes and Noble. Take my name up in there and get the paperwork, and we good.
Yeah, but you got to go through. You got to go through Kool Herc.
We go.
Too many people pass you.
I got.
You got to go through Kool Herc. You got to give him a check.
I got all the things you need to show them this is the man I want to help to put this book together. Like Dave, what you call it? Did it in Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Jeff Chang. You wrote the introduction.
The intro to that. That was a good.
And he won a lot of prizes for that. That's how I went to Honolulu, and that's how I went to.
You traveled with the book. You traveled with it.
I went with him to receive an award for that book.
Nice.
You know, and that's I got a job from that.
Nice.
To go to Hawaii.
Nice. Yo, Kool Herc, man. Once again, man, thank you very much.
Thank you
for your
brother.
appearance on the Combat Jack Show. Premium Pete.
Listen, iconic figure, legend, and sometimes in hip hop,
he did it for the culture.
No, and sometimes in hip hop, that doesn't mean shit.
I tell her, are you for the cause or because?
But here at the Combat Jack Show,
are you for the cause or because?
Here at the Combat Jack Show, this is for the internets. This is for the people like you have been given to people. This is what we do.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Blessings, hope.
I'm not out with no sour grapes, no nothing, man. Black man, let's make some money, man.
Yes, sir.
Right? And don't hurt nobody.
Internets, you know what it is, man. Dream those dreams and man up and live those dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound.
Wow.
There's three kind of people. There's white people, there's black people, and there's my people.
Cheers.
Peace.
What about the Puerto Ricans?
Listen, my people ain't got no cut. That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to all the people who making mofongo.
My people, they ain't got to worry about it. They're Puerto Rican, black, or what can they know how I do.
Shout out to all the people cooking porgy, with that pumpkin get in the middle if it gets soft, the okra.
Yes, man. I do cook. I like my taste.
Yo, internets, man, we out.
Cheer.
Illuminati!
This episode of the Combat Jack Show was produced by Jonathan Mena, executive produced by A. King and Chris Morrow, engineered by Samir Karan, and recorded in the Engine Room Audio Studio in downtown Manhattan. This is an official Loudspeakers Networks production.